Greetings, parade watchers, and welcome to a new history video, as today we'll be looking into our third and final bear as of now, and that is an original character named Eben Bear, for his appearances in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Eben made his parade debut in 1995. Now for his design, you might notice that he looks familiar to all of you. And yes, that is actually the Sunggle balloon. So yeah, basically Macy's Parade Studio just recycled Snuggle's balloon by doing some changes. Adding in green stripes to the stocking, putting a red hat on over the ears and somewhat of his head, added candy cane to his right hand, and add a green vest with his name becoming what we know as Eben Bear.
A little West Side Story action, and something's coming all right, Willard. The band is making way for Macy's new holiday balloon, Eben Bear.
I love my bears. I hear he's a cousin several times removed from the three bears. Now check this out. With candy cane, it'll take him a while to finish that 10-foot sweep that he's got. Even his hat is the size of a small room. Do you know, Katie, he makes his home in Boston? I guess he gets a donut occasionally up there, too. But it's thrilled to be lumbering through the Big Apple right now because he loves to visit Manhattan.
Let's hope Eben doesn't get too far downtown here in New York. They get a little nervous when they spot a bear on Wall Street. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Especially one this big. At his size, he could bump his head floating under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Bear on Wall Street. I just got it.
Get it?
That's a lot of bull. Fortunately, he's protected by his red cap. And I like red and green stockings, too.
Speaking of that, Willard, how much longer for the big...
He then became the final balloon in the 70th anniversary parade in 1996.
What a treat to have Kenny Rogers here. Willard, incidentally, have you bought my Christmas present yet?
Can we get the door off the hinges in your apartment? Because I'm going to take a little room. Better call the crew.
Sounds fascinating. If not, I will settle for Eben Bear in my stocking. He's the cutest bear. He's visiting us from his home in Boston. This is his second Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
He is so cute. All right, Katie, but I'll tell you what, the bare fact is that at 58 feet high, Eben can almost peek through the Macy's toy department windows on the 7th floor.
While he fills parade fans and viewers with holiday joy, colossally cuddly Eben is filled with close to 19,000 cubic feet of helium. It would take a circle of 40 kids to give Eben a complete bear hug.
Following Eben from Boston into Herald Square.
But then came 1997, as he ended up being removed from the parade. Why? Well, he was supposed to be behind the S.W. DeKalb High School band. But then before Eben would start the parade, an accident occurred in the route from an oversized balloon. As a result, Eben was getting ready for his third appearance at the parade starting line, but he ended up getting removed from the parade because of that accident. Another character that was removed from the parade after the accident was the new Miss Petula Big Balloon, another original Macy's Parade character. As for the parade's broadcast on NBC, when a balloon does not reach Herald Square, NBC shows either a test flight footage if it's the balloon's debut, or show a previous year when the balloon was at Herald Square. As for Eben Bear, they didn't even talk about him. Not even host Katie Couric, Willard Scott, and Al Roker did not talk about him. Well, probably because NBC had to do 4 other balloons for videotape, and they probably didn't want to overrun their broadcast like what the Oscars do, so they probably decided to skip him to save time. But he was still mentioned by announcer Don Pardo when the broadcast was going into a commercial.
You know who is coming to town, plus big balloons, Dr. Seuss's Grinch, Eben Bear, and Miss Petula Pig. Head back for a jolly old parade here on NBC.
In 1998, when Macy's and the people of New York City had the new rules for the balloons on their size limits, the expansion of the handlers and pilots, and have 2 utility vehicles from the John Deere Company, which was Eben's sponsor for the parade that year, to help control the balloons. But, like the previous year, the weather was heavy winds but lots of rain, which managed to deflate 4 balloons before even starting the parade. As for Eben, he became the last balloon again for his second time, but his candy cane was missing, but no damages occurred to him.
That was moving, wasn't it? Meanwhile, I've been making out my Christmas list, and here's a cute little guy I want in my stocking. Joining Santa at Herald Square every year is Eben Bear, furnished by John Deere.
I agree. He's cute, Katie, but little. At 58 feet high, Eben can just about peek through the 7th floor window of Macy's children's department. That candy cane he's clutching would take an ordinary bear most of the winter to polish off. It alone is 18 feet long.
With winter around the corner, Eben's about to head back into hibernation. He himself is the size of a cabin in the Berkshires. Eben consumes 19,000 cubic feet of helium. It would take a circle of 40 children to give colossally cuddly Eben a bear hug. Make that 41, kids. I'm definitely in.
Guys, by the way, John Deere furnished all of today's gators, which help keep our balloons on track. We need those in the office.
Definitely. They look like fun. Believing is what the holidays are all about.
After the 1998 parade, he was retired, making a total technical appearance of 4. Not as big as Sunggle, but still part of the parade's family of character balloons. Now we're done with these bears, and we go into a personal character of mine's that's number 1.